What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to episode number 715 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you solo dolo to get your Monday started right. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I just got one thing to say. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl 59 champions. That's right. I did not stutter. I did not pause. I did not treble. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions once again. We are going to get into the game. We are going to get into the halftime show. We are going to get into the celebration and the scenes. And we are going to get in to what this entire thing means for all of us. But in particular, this company, for me, and for you, the listener, the viewer, the supporter. We're on top of the world, everybody. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions once again. Before we get into the celebration, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. We're currently at 1,004 subscribers. Let's run that thing up. Let's run it up. And like I mentioned, this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since episode 0 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, we are bringing you an episode where the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl champions once again. The first championship won during our existence. And I'm emotional. I would not put it past myself if I end up getting teary-eyed on this episode. But the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Holy hell. They absolutely dominated that game. Start to finish. And you know, this one is so special. Not that 2017 wasn't, but this Super Bowl means so much more for so many reasons. Jalen Hurts, who has been doubted his entire collegiate and professional football career, puts on the performance of a lifetime. And the boys around him, you know, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert. This team came to play. They knew the task at hand. And for an entire half of the Super Bowl, shut out the two-time defending Super Bowl champions. And outside of 16 garbage time points, the Eagles held the Chiefs to 6 points. To see this team go from Brazil to the Bayou to now Broad Street is pretty damn cool. Just thinking about this season and how this journey came to be is so special, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But this game, Jalen goes 17 of 22, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, throws that 1 interception, carries the ball 11 times for 72 yards, and gets a tush-push touchdown, which got things going. Devontae Smith, 4 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 3 catches, 43 yards and a touchdown. Jahan Dotson with 2 massive catches in this game. Saquon Barkley with 6 incredible catches. Dallas Goedert with 2 big-time catches in this game. Kenny Pickett got playtime in this game. This team was so laser-focused on knowing what had happened 2 years ago in this moment, in this game. And they just never quit, and they never looked back. And to know that they were so focused on the task. They knew what they had to do to win this game. And from the moment it started, it was belt to ass. Like, literally. They score 7 in that first quarter. It was a methodical first quarter. And then 17. And then another 10. And then the final 6 points. Like, this was a total team effort win. It's one of the best performances by an Eagles team in my lifetime. It may be the greatest performance in Philadelphia Eagles history to some. Granted, Super Bowl 52 happened, and that was a phenomenal performance. But just in the overall theme of total team win, the defense was stalwart. They were unbelievable tonight. The offense was methodical. They were smart. They only had the one mistake, but they didn't let it affect them. Saquon Barkley could not really get going on the ground. He had 25 carries for 57 yards in this game, his worst performance as an Eagle, running the ball. But the Eagles still found a way. We were told day in and day out leading into this game, if the Chiefs bottle up Saquon Barkley, the Chiefs are going to steamroll to a victory. They were going to threaten Jalen Hurts to throw the football. He did just that. He silenced every critic, every hater, every doubter on the biggest stage possible. You know, I tweeted this. Jalen Hurts got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in a time of uncertainty around the team and around the world. You know, he was drafted in April of 2020. A surprise draft pick. And he has come into this organization and just continued to defy the odds and showcase that he belongs on the big stages. He belongs to be discussed in the conversations with some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He deserves to be in those rooms, on those stages. And there's nothing that anybody out there can take away from Jalen Hurts, can take away from Eagles fans who have supported Jalen Hurts since the beginning. From the moment we knew that he had the it factor about him. That gene, that winning gene in his bones. There's nothing that the doubters can take away from us. Because Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl champion. He's a Super Bowl MVP. And just slayed a modern dynasty for the second time in Eagles franchise history that has been done. I'm so proud of Jalen. I've always believed in him. I've always thought he was the next one. He was the franchise quarterback we have yearned for. And I think it goes without saying, after tonight's performance and Jalen going out there and showing the world that he is a world-class quarterback, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in Philadelphia Eagles franchise history, and it's not particularly close. It's not particularly close. There have been two quarterbacks to win Super Bowls in Eagles franchise history. Nick Foles and Jalen Hurts. We will love Nick Foles forever. But Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. He defied the odds again, becoming the first quarterback since 1973 to lose his first Super Bowl appearance, get back to the Super Bowl, and win it. He's outdueled Patrick Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl. He's 2-1 lifetime against Patrick Mahomes in his career. It's time for a lot of the haters, a lot of the doubters, a lot of the critics to silence themselves and put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name. He showcased tonight why he is a world-class quarterback and why he's a world champion. He was magnificent tonight. The throws he made were so dialed. From the throw to Jahan Dotson to the multiple throws to Devontae Smith, including that bomb of a touchdown. The touchdown to A.J. Brown. The throws to Dallas Goedert. The throws to Saquon Barkley. The opportunities that he took to run the ball on his own. He had multiple 10-plus yard carries in this game. I believe he ran one for 14 yards, 16 yards, and 17 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Outside of the one interception, Jalen was super smart with the ball. Offensive line were a bunch of animals up there for him. And top to bottom, phase over phase, the Philadelphia Eagles outclassed the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. They outclassed the two-time defending Super Bowl champions in the Super Bowl. And newsflash, Nick Sirianni outcoached Andy Reid in this game. I've told you all for a long time. Nick Sirianni's a damn good football coach. I said it after the Falcons game when people criticized, some of the play calling. I said it after the Bucs game, the 2-2 start. I said it when he shaved his head and they beat the Browns and people were complaining that he was jawing with a fan. I said it during a 10-game winning streak. I said it year over year over year. Nick Sirianni, a damn good football coach. And I'll do you one better. Nick Sirianni, Super Bowl winning head coach. A lot of you owe that duo of Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts a lot of apologies. Because what they just did to showcase to the world was magnificent. Vic Fangio, the Philadelphia boy, coming home after being thrown to the wayside by the Miami Dolphins, after being in the building in 2022 during the Super Bowl preparation. Vic Fangio returns home and turns one of the worst defenses we have ever seen into the number one defense in the NFL. Turns Zach Bond into an All-Pro and a Defensive Player of the Year candidate and finalist. Turns two rookie cornerbacks into Rookie of the Year finalists. Turns back the clock for Darius Big Play Slay. Has C.J. Gardner-Johnson carrying the torch of what the safety position is in Philadelphia Eagles history. Has Reed Blankenship coming up with clutch moment after clutch moment all season long. And he had that front line feasting like some dogs. Feasting like some dogs. 6 sacks in this game. 6 sacks. 2 from Milton Williams. 2.5 from Josh Sweat. 1 from Jordan Davis. Half a sack from LIX Hunt. Zach Bond with an interception. Cooper DeJean. He's not a safety. He shut down yo number 1. Cooper DeJean with a birthday pick 6 for his first career interception in the Super Bowl. Talk about exciting whites. The defense was spectacular in this game. 16 of the 22 points that the Kansas City Chiefs scored were against backups in the fourth quarter. Do you understand how insane that is? The Eagles' starting defense held the Kansas City Chiefs to 6 points. They silenced any thought of a run game from the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to do a little quick math here because the Chiefs only ran the ball 11 times in this game. 11 times. Patrick Mahomes was their leading rusher with 25 yards. The Chiefs ran for 49 yards in this game between 4 players. 4 players averaged 12.25 yards in this game between them. The Chiefs averaged 4.45 yards per carry on 11 carries for 49 yards. The Chiefs were one-dimensional. One-dimensional on offense. Outside of Xavier Worthy getting his garbage time stat padding, which was 8 catches for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns, their next leading receiver was Travis Kelce, 4 catches for 39 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 catches for 18 yards and a touchdown in garbage time. Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 catches for 16 yards. Hollywood Brown, 2 catches for 15 yards. Patrick Mahomes, 21 of 32, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Jake Elliott, 4 for 4. Went Wendy's mode, kicking field goals in this game. Top to bottom, the Philadelphia Eagles dominated this football game. They absolutely dominated this football game. And I'm so proud of every single player on this team. And it's fitting that Zach Bond winds up leading the team in tackles in the final game of the season. Brandon Graham makes a tackle in this game as well. Coming back. BG back. Gets another ring. I mean, I don't know if we as a fan base could have dreamt of a more perfect Super Bowl performance from this team. They went out there and put on the performance of a lifetime. They flat out crushed the souls of the Kansas City Chiefs in every facet of the game. Like, the Philadelphia Eagles are the only franchise in NFL history to beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick as a duo and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid as a duo in the Super Bowl. We are dynasty slayers. The Philadelphia Eagles are dynasty slayers. Took the Avengers 2 times to beat Thanos. Took the Eagles 2 times to beat the Patriots. And it took them 2 times to beat the Chiefs. It's just so special because you don't know when these opportunities are going to come around for your favorite teams. You know, we had 2017. Amazing. Prior to that, it was 2008 with the Phils. Winning it all. They lose in 2009. I haven't been alive for a Sixers championship. I haven't been alive for a Flyers championship. And then the Eagles get back in 2022. The Phillies go to the World Series in 2022. The Union go to the MLS Cup. And all 3 teams fall short. And then the Eagles go on a run, and they have this magical run. And they get it done this year. And they get it done. And just the moments that this team gave us will live on forever. From winning in Brazil to a 2-2 start that makes Nick Sirianni shave his head, to the Saquon backwards hurdle in the Jaguars game, to Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee stepping up for Jalen Hurts, to clinching the NFC East against the Cowboys, you know, to finally beating the Bengals in Cincinnati, to finally beating the Ravens in Baltimore. That game against the Steelers was just a dominant performance following media-conjured controversy to inner excellence, to finally getting a home game against the Packers, to the Saquon Snow game against the Rams, to a 55 burger in the NFC Championship game, to preventing a three-peat in the Super Bowl. You know, I've talked about it for weeks that this era of Philly sports is so special for me, and I think for a lot of people who listen to this show, because the players on this team are so close in our age demographic. You know, Cooper DeJean just turned 22. You take it from 22 to, you know, the age 35 demo, which encapsulates Brandon Graham. You have so many players on this team that are relatable because they are so close to us in age. And you're rooting for your peers. You're rooting for your constituents in your generation. You know, I reflected on this recently. I think a lot of, you know, the boomers, if you will, are so hyper fixated on the Buddy Ryan era of Eagles because that's their peers in terms of age demo for that team. This is our age demo for millennials. And I think that's what makes this Super Bowl championship, which feels so crazy to even say, that much cooler and that much more relatable and that much more just like meaningful for so many different reasons, because damn near every player on this team has a relatability factor, and it all starts with us being from the same generation. We've experienced the same life experiences. We've experienced, things on a similar timeline as them, and it makes it that much more incredible. And to just know the likes of this most recent Eagles draft class have now gotten rings on their finger for the first time. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, LIX Hunt, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is a Super Bowl champion. And to know that, lifelong Eagles, Josh Sweat, Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, Brandon Graham, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Jake Elliott, Rick Lovato, 2-time Super Bowl champions. A.J. Brown is a Super Bowl champion. Devontae Smith is a Super Bowl champion. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a Super Bowl champion. Saquon Barkley is a Super Bowl champion. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl champion. The list goes on and on. And genuinely, this is the best Eagles team ever. I don't think there's any debate. To see what this team did, to see them continually get questioned and doubted and just belittled week in and week out. And for them to go out there and just shock the world and shock every hater, but not shock us. I think that's the fun part about this, is we knew that they were capable of doing this. And they get it done. They went out and performed on the biggest stage. And even this week, people doubted them. And they had a flawless performance. And we're so lucky to have Jeffrey Lurie as our owner. We're so lucky to have Howie Roseman, who put on a masterclass of an offseason going into this year. And the depth guys who have stepped up, Nakobe being out, Nakobe Dean not being able to play because he got injured. To the guys like Oren Burks, who come in as those, vet minimum free agents to play a role and to play a part. To Jahan Dotson, everyone doubting him and questioning that trade all season long, and he comes up with 2 massive catches in the Super Bowl. I'm glad we traded that pick. It truly, the feeling of the Eagles being Super Bowl champions is in me, but it hasn't fully sunk in yet. We just won the Super Bowl. Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl. Like, I don't think we fully encapsulated like how special this is and how a game like this sets the tone for years to come. And this team will be immortalized forever. You know, everyone on this team will be Philadelphia legends for the rest of time. And it's one of those things that, you know, when I was celebrating when that clock hit 0 and hugging my dad and hugging my mom, like, I never thought growing up, leading into 2017, like, I never thought I'd see the Eagles win a Super Bowl. It was one of those things. We were always good, but not good enough. We always had the pieces, but when the time came, it just wasn't meant to be. That was my childhood growing up. You know, 01, 02, 03, 04, and 08 with the Eagles was heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. Like, that 2004 Super Bowl was one of the worst days of my life. And I was a kid. I was in 4th grade. No, I was in 5th grade. But like, it was one of the worst days of my life. And then, you know, all those heartbreaks from losing an NFC championship games to losing that 04 Super Bowl to then going through the Chip Kelly era and that being the hellscape that it was, to then 2017 and experiencing that euphoria and getting that weight off of our fandom's shoulders, like, collectively. To then the downfall of that era, to then Nick Sirianni coming in and 2022 happening, and you're just like, man, again, like, what I would give to, like, taste that victory. And now we're here. First time an Eagles head coach and an Eagles quarterback appeared in multiple Super Bowls. And, you know, we never thought we would see one in our lifetime. And now we have 2. Two-time Super Bowl champions. Like, we've got 2. And a lot of teams don't have 1. And now we've got 2. You know, 20 teams have won the Super Bowl. And the Eagles now have 2 of them. And that's really cool. That's really cool. And you know, this is a team that went on a journey that we'll remember forever. Not that it was trials and tribulations, not that it was overcoming adversity, not that it was, you know, an underdog story, if you will. It was a team that stayed together, a team that overcame a historic collapse the season prior, a team that saw franchise legends hang up the cleats, and a team that battled through media scrutiny all year long and came out on top. And to just like slay another dynasty. Like, we prevented something that still has never been done in NFL history. The Eagles have prevented 2 three-peats. And, you know, these moments don't happen all the time. You know, I know we've been lucky to have had these appearances in big games. But I hope everyone has learned to cherish this. I think this season has taught us to cherish moments, to cherish the highs, and to experience the lows. Not that this team experienced many lows at all. But, you know, in games that Jalen Hurts started and finished, they have not lost since September. In games that Jalen Hurts has started and finished, the Eagles have not lost any of those games since September. They finished their season 16-1, all the way to hoisting a Lombardi trophy. So many people have criticized Jalen Hurts. And now we can all rebuke those criticisms. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Love Hurts. Brilliant commercial from Jordan following the game. Like, this is so awesome. And, you know, to have a halftime performance the way that we did as well, which I'll touch on a little bit here, like Kendrick Lamar put on a show. And if you don't think so, you that halftime show is not meant for you. Kendrick absolutely popped off. It was brilliant. Had just so many things in it that he is a genius. Kendrick Lamar is a genius, and put on a halftime show of a lifetime. That was generational. And for somebody who has listened to Kendrick Lamar since 2011 and seeing his rise and seeing his accomplishments and successes, and to see him perform on the biggest stage was a really cool moment for me as a fan of his music and a fan of him as a person, to really showcase his talents to the masses, and he nailed it 110%. So that was awesome to see. I ate up every minute of it. It was so dope. So dope. But man, seeing Devontae and AJ pour the Gatorade on Nick Sirianni, like 3 minutes left in the game, and we're doing Gatorade baths. That's how you know this team was confident, man. Oh. And, like, this whole journey for me and this podcast and this company got started because the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. And we sit here 715 episodes later, and I'm sitting here talking to you guys. On an episode that will be titled The Philadelphia Eagles Are Super Bowl 59 Champions. And, it's the first time in our span of recording that a title game has occurred for our favorite teams, and they came out on top. And it's just a special. It's special. Like this will be a special one for me for the rest of my life, because we set out to create Underground Sports Philadelphia as a place for fans, by fans, to eliminate that traditional media, eliminate the hot take bullshit that everyone gets fed on television, on radio, and to just drown out the negativity. We wanted to be a place that positive Philadelphia sports fandom shines. And I think we do a damn good job of it. And to finally witness championship while podcasting and while doing what I'm attempting to make my career is special. To have this whole journey that we've been on here at Underground Sports Philadelphia start with the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. We sat in front of a webcam in a room over there 2 days out, 3 days after the Eagles won it all, to me sitting here, expanded our studio space. Definitely looks a whole hell of a lot better than it did in 2018. Is special. And just makes a lot of the long nights worth it. There's a lot of nights that I'm grinding away down here in the studio, that I'm, up until 3, 4, 5 in the morning getting edits done, getting thumbnails made, getting clips made, researching to make sure that we're putting out the best possible content for you guys who make this whole thing go. To see a team that I have loved from the moment I was born. I was born into this fandom, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. To see them get this title now, at this stage of my adulthood, at this stage of my career in sports media, it means a lot. It just means that, we get to celebrate together. And I hope we get to record more of these shows, because it's fun to win. Winning is fun. And I don't even know how or why, but so many of you support us, you listen, you care. And at the end of the day, that's why we do it. That's why we sit here and talk Philly sports with you all, because you care. And to know that you guys are tuning in because you want to hear from fans is the best feeling in the world. And I wouldn't trade this journey at all. We're Super Bowl champions, man. God. I never doubted them. I never doubted this team one bit. I remember being at my cousin's son's birthday party this year. And somebody asking me, how do I feel about the Eagles? And it was when they were a little down. Might have been after the Bucs game. I said, I believe in them. I think this team is going to be fine. I think they have what it takes to win it all. And people looked at me like I was crazy. When exactly was that? I can actually pull up when that was, because I remember the game that was on while we were there. I think the Ravens were playing the game prior. Yeah, it was I want to say Ravens Bengals in October. So yeah, that would have been right after the Bucs game. I think it was during the Eagles bye week that I was asked that. And I said I think this team can go on a run and they can win it all, and people thought I was crazy at that party. And here we are. A few months later. I'm so happy for somebody like Brandon Graham, who battled back and needed everything to go this way for him to have a chance to play. For guys like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Keely Ringo and Nakobe Dean, even though he didn't get to play in this game, but guys who won a national championship together in college, all ending up on the same NFL team and winning a Super Bowl together. Guys like Zach Bond, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, came from the Saints, win a Super Bowl in their former home stadium. Looking back at that 2018 Eagles draft class, the draft class after winning it all: Dallas Goedert, Avonte Maddox, Josh Sweat, Matt Pryor, Jordan Mailata. 4 out of those 5 guys are still here. 4 out of those 5 are still here. And they all now have rings on their fingers. That's pretty cool. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl 59 champions, everybody. I genuinely cannot thank you all enough. Because without you, we don't get to sit here and do this and make this a reality. I'm truly lucky. And we are going to celebrate our asses off. We're going to have ourselves a week of electric moments. And Friday, we're going to party our asses off on Broad Street. Because that parade is confirmed for Friday. And we are going to celebrate for a long, long time. We've got some big things planned. That you're going to want to stay tuned for. You're going to want to stay tuned for, that's for sure. But to the Philadelphia Eagles, to the 2024-2025 Philadelphia Eagles, I personally just want to say thank you. I know for a lot of reasons, people turn to sports teams for comfort, for a sense of escape, for a way to just feel connected to something. This season, I've had some moments where like life was rough. You know, things were not ideal. And you question a lot of things. You question if you're going down the right path with a career. You question if you're approaching life the correct way. But I always knew that when Thursday or Sunday or Monday rolled around, the Philadelphia Eagles were going to be there. I was going to have moments that I was going to share with my family and experience things that for 3.5 hours, you had that mental vacation. And for somebody who never stopped believing in this team this year, for somebody who always had faith in this team this year, I'm proud of you guys. I'm very proud of you guys. So thank you. Thank you for going out there and shocking the world and letting them know that even when you feel doubted, even when people question you, even when people can belittle you on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, you can turn around and at the end of the day come out on top. Just like you did. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at UndergroundPHI. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, all that good stuff. We're on everything. We're gonna recap this game even more on Thursday's episode. And just continue living in this dream of a moment that we're in. So subscribe to the pod on Apple, on Spotify. Share the show with your friends. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. Helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia. And allows us to keep doing more dope stuff with and for you guys. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week. Full video episodes of every show on our network. Clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. Keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. And this show is proudly presented by the City of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. A big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 715 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Harrison and I will have another full in-depth breakdown of this game episode for you on Thursday. A little pre-parade episode. But until then, I'm going to get the heck up out of here. I'm signing off. And the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl 59 champions. I love you guys. I'll see you on Thursday with HK. Go Birds! Peace.